Hey everybody, happy Friday. Hope that your week has been well. My family and I are back in town, back home in South Florida from our vacation. And before we know it, we are now here with the presidential election this coming Tuesday, November 3rd. We never thought it would come, but we are finally here amidst all the other chaos that 2020 brought. We've got the presidential elections. Hopefully this is the last thing that's going to happen this year, but you never know. But with all that being said, in today's video, I wanted to talk about the presidential elections and how that affects the real estate market for that given year. Does it make home prices go up or down? Do sales increase? Do they decrease? What happens in a presidential election year for the real estate market? Let's talk about that data now. All right, Nick Macy here, First Partners Realty, helping home buyers and sellers in the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast for over 7 years. Here we go. Okay, now real quick, before I get into the actual data with presidential elections in the given year, I want to first preface by reminding everybody how 2020 has been a very unusual year. We've had a lot of other external factors going on in addition to the presidential election coming up that's going to affect the way people react, the way that people buy and sell. Now, long story short, do presidential elections in that year affect the real estate market? In short, yes, they do. The reason for that is because the presidential election is a very big event in the lives of American people. It causes uncertainty and it can cause fear for some people. And when that happens, when there's uncertainty, when there's fear, people by default act on emotion. They don't act on logic or reasoning. So when that happens, the emotions, they cause people to want to make as few decisions as they need to. For a lot of people, that's going to involve their decisions with real estate. If they're going to sell their home or if they're going to buy a home, it's going to cause lots of people to decide to wait and see what's going to happen. I'll wait to sell my home until after I know what's going on. It's just one less thing that they have to think about. I'll wait and see before we go and decide to move. When an election is a little bit more predictable, it's a little bit easier to see that this candidate has a pretty high chance of winning over that candidate. It creates more certainty. People are a little bit more likely to act on things, but when there's uncertainty still up until the very last moment, like we've been seeing in our last couple of elections, that uncertainty being there, it's still going to cause people to wait longer than on the other hand. People aren't sure if the new president's going to have new policies, how those policies are going to affect the economy, the stock market, their taxes, so they want to wait and see. As a result of that, you're going to see sales going down. There's not going to be as much inventory because there's not as many homes on the market. But you will still see the prices the same, especially if you're not seeing as many homes on the market. You are going to see the prices go up because there are still people, no matter what is going on in the world, there are still going to be people that have to buy. So despite the lower inventory, you will still see, for the most part, those sales go, especially right now here in 2020, because we've seen such low historic inventory lows that the prices just are staying in that higher range. Now, data has shown that in December following the election year and the year following, the sales that got lost in October and November are always made up. So you may see that dip in October and even November. So the last video I made on our market report for September has been showing a continued decrease in our closed sales. I believe that we're going to continue seeing that when October's market report comes out. And as well for the following for November's market report. But historically, we will see that jump back up with closed sales for December and then following into 2021. And again, the reason for this is because consumers, they're not saying, I'm nervous, I'm not going to ever do anything. They're saying, I'm nervous, I don't know what's going to happen, I'm going to wait and see and then make a decision. And lastly, before I wrap this up, you will see this have more of an effect on homes as you get into the higher price points, simply because those buyers, for the most part, they're going to be paying with cash as opposed to getting a mortgage. So they are going to be looking at the stock market a little bit more intensely for the most part, most likely, as well as what's going to happen or change to their taxes. So there you have it, everybody. Long story short, do the elections have an effect on the real estate market? In short, yes, they do. But in my opinion, I don't believe that it's anything to be overly fearful about. Like I said, the market does rebound pretty quickly after the election. Really what it comes down to with you and your unique situation is, what do you want, and why do you want that? What are you looking to do? And does that really make a big difference for you? For the most part, people are buying a home because they want a place to live. They're not necessarily looking at it in a financial standpoint. Most people, when they buy a home, they're going to be staying in that home for a long time. So even if they buy when the market is high and then prices drop, the market works in cycles. The prices are going to come back up again at some point. So keep those things in mind as you are looking to purchase a home or even sell a home, because you're most likely going to be purchasing another home after that, right? So if you have any more questions related to this topic, please reach out and let me know. If you have any other questions, of course, I am more than happy to talk to you and answer those questions. Please make sure that you go ahead and check out my YouTube page, like and subscribe there. All of my content is in one easy to find location. I'd greatly appreciate it. And as always, everybody have a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.